everybody. How are you? Woohoo! Okay, let's just double check. I forgot to check on sound. We've got sound coming through there. Then we've got sound doing there, sound doing there, and that should be good. Woohoo! All right, back at it. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm exhausted. Not really. I'm just, between yesterday and today, I installed the carpet in the studio, cut the pieces that needed to go in that still have to. Let's see what, installed a bunch of trim, painted a bunch of trim, and then installed it. Hey, opinion, just something to say. Are you of the opinion of paint the trim before you put it up, or one of those people who put it up after? I watch those shows, and those people that are painting it after they've put it up, I'm thinking they're crazy. Just saying. There may be rhyme or reason to it, but not my rhyme or reason, because I'll paint it before it goes up. And I'll touch up nail holes if necessary, but I'm not painting the whole dang thing. Lining carefully. No. Yeah, not me. Good. Thank you, Linda. I'm glad you hear me fine. I've done both. It's so much easier to paint it first. You bet. And especially when your trim is not exactly designed to be trim, and perhaps it's tongue and groove for other stuff, and you're cutting it for things. Oh, anyway. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Tamara's here. Hi, how you doing? Or she was, let's see. Not back in time for today. Love to all, Tamara says. Oh, okay. Fatima sent her best. She has a faith observance for the 10 days. She's 5 days into a 10-day faith observance. And so she let me know she wouldn't make it in. But yeah, so that's it. But it's this far away from being done. Bob painted, he loves to paint. Okay. And if you've seen my Instagram at all, in some Instagram stories, there was one I did today was like, you can always tell when you have the perfect compliment. He's over there. He had one of these chairs that I got at Second Use, and he's painting it. He has it sitting on our cement sidewalk walkway, no tarp, nothing special to put the paint on. He's got gloves on. He's got the thing, he's taped, he's got the thing completely, and not a speck of paint on him anywhere. And there is no paint anywhere except where it's supposed to be on the chair. There's not a drip on the sidewalk. There's nothing. And at the same time that he's doing this, I literally opened the paint, the left almost ended can of paint to do a few little touch-ups. And within like 30 seconds, I had paint on my fingernails, underneath my fingernails, on my arm. I got it on his tape measure. I had to wipe that off real fast before I'm like, I had forgotten to put my gloves back on. I mean, it's just so, oh my gosh. It's so funny. And then he came in to help cut I decided to put some trim up, and I had painted the edges underneath to where it was and done some touch up, and then I was going to cover this, and he helps hold it, and then he touches part of it that I'd painted and goes, oh no. I'm like, oh, get a grip. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Today is my sister Sarah's birthday. They're coming over tomorrow night for dinner. Yeah, that'll be fun. So happy birthday, Sarah, Sister Sarah. Hope you're having a good time. And it's my clothes, like spaghetti sauce. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, and I use lava soap. And of course I do it, after I've gotten my nails done and all that kind of stuff. And Bob's all worried about it. I'm like, It's too funny. It's so funny. But anyway, it's coming along. The trim is all done. We've got to put up these 2 folding butcher block workbenches that hold a lot. They drop down there on pneumatic things. Get those put up, and then and the extension for it, because it's a sloped roof. So the fan that I got, fan light, needed an extension, and it had a special kind, and I don't know where it came from. We ordered it from one place, and they said after a week and a half, after a week of telling us that it was going to ship the next day, and then Bob calling a few days later and seeing that it hadn't been shipped, that they didn't even have it from a warehouse yet. They didn't know when they were going to get it. So we canceled that one, got another one. It took another like 8 days. The routing from back east, it spent like 2 for UPS. It spent like 3 days in Missouri, a couple days in Kentucky, bounced around Idaho for at least 3 days, and then finally made it to Tacoma and made it here today. So woohoo, that'll go in. And then the lighting, and we can finish the ceiling. Yay, and that's the last bit of stuff to be done. Yep. Yay. All right, so tonight I have some stories for you. I have 3 stories, 3 very different stories, all by the same illustrator, and it's Kitt Thomas. And we have seen some other books that she did. She did Stacy's Remarkable Words and a couple other books that I've read. And I read some other books a couple weeks ago of hers, but I had these from the library, and they're just, they're so colorful and they're so different. I mean, she's just such a versatile illustrator, and how she helps to move the story forward. The stories are wonderful. The first one is hilariously funny, and the second one is a little sad, and the third one is just heartwarming. So this first book, is called My Fade is Fresh, and I just cracked up because my grandson Lachlan recently had a fade cut in his hair, and Trey oftentimes, my grandnephew, oftentimes has a fade done, and McLean has had one done too. But this is a little bit different story about someone with their fade. Shantae Rocks, the fresh verse. It's by Shantae Grant, and she's a poet, a playwright, an author, and multimedia artist. She holds an MFA in creative writing from the University of British Columbia. There we go. Oops, I'm crooked in that one. Hello. Oops. Undo. Command Z. What did I just do? Okay. Hang on. I turned the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. See, I have myself rotated the wrong way up above. There. And here. I meant to go there. There we go. There it is. She's from an MFA in creative writing from the University of British Columbia, which is one of the places I almost went to school. A former poet laureate for the city of Halifax, her honors include a Marilyn Bale Picture Book Award, a Joseph S. Stauffer Prize, and a Poet of Honor Prize from the Canadian Festival of Spoken Word. And she lives in Halifax, Nova Scotia. But Kitt Thomas, reminding a bit, she's a New York Times bestselling illustrator and NAACP Image Award winner. They are the first. She's a first-generation Lucian American. She's from St. Lucia, an author and a graduate of the Ringling College of Art and Design with a BFA in Visual Studies. Kitt's mission is to celebrate Black culture with their drawing and to encourage inclusion in all forms of art, as they found it hard to see themselves properly represented in the media they enjoyed growing up. She's worked with companies such as Netflix, Hasbro, and Cartoon Network. Quite the background of things. So this is called My Fade is Fresh, and I think you're just gonna crack up because it's not as expected. And the illustrations are done. See if it tells us. Nope, doesn't tell me. Huh. My Fade is Fresh by Shantae Grant and illustrated by Kitt Thomas. Chrissy's Barber. She wants to go there. Yesterday at 10 o'clock, I walked into the barber shop. My bushy, brownish, biggish hair was growing almost everywhere. What to do, the barber said. A perm, a press, a trim, a chop? I said and shook my head. The freshest fade up on the block. How about a trim that tucks it in? A frizzy fro that's neat and round? Or parted with a parting comb and cornrows braided to the ground? Just grab a pick and mess with it. How about a tangly tasseled top with yellow bits and bristly bits? How's this? A bit more off the top. Just cut the tips and trim the sides and brush it into one big puff. That's right, like this. All done? Not quite. What is this goopy gooey stuff? A bit of this, a lot of that. You'll want it greasy, glossy, groomed. How about some spikes or twists or locks? My word, it's almost noon. Do you do waves or high top fades? I want it shaved and curly cropped. You satisfied? No, that's too high. A little more, please, off the top. You have some dyes? Let's make it red. No green, no blue, no brown instead. A taper fade with spongy twists. The freshest flyest fade. Like this? Almost like that. Do you do art? How about a lightning bolt to start? How about an ocean cave with rocks and fish and giant waves? Wait. Or shooting stars, or choo-choo trains? You think you could write her name? A rocket ship, a turbojet, the whole entire alphabet, a treasure map with squiggly lines. My word, just please make up your minds. A dragon's head, a giant... Stop! Don't stress, I said. Just line me up. Here it goes. So today, around 2 o'clock, I walked right by the barber shop. A clean-cut, classic curly crop, the freshest fade up on the block. I it. I just loved it. I was completely caught when I saw that little girl that wanted her hair cut in a fade. So fun. Just wanted a simple fade. And as a little girl wanted a simple fade. So fun. Oh my gosh. But the illustrations that Kitt does in this, I mean, let me go back here. We'll go back to the next one. See her background colors here, and then this one. How she brings them all, explosion of colors here. Just amazing. They're so clear and they're so bright on some pages, unless it's the page that everybody's all confused. I like this cloud. Nope, she wasn't going to put up with a curly top. That's not what she wanted. No siree. Mep. Hi, Lupe. Nice to have you here. How are you? Switching things around there. Yeah, just so the next book by Kitt is another one, and I chose these. I mean, I think the colors. It's one of the things that I haven't been watercoloring every day or doing a little bit, and I'm still having issues with my technology, and it's like I'm paralyzed. I've been just can't get through this stuff, and so I've been just pushing myself in the studio and working that, and power to. It's amazing what good therapy power tools can be. Hand me a nail gun. Yeah, and I'm good. Paintbrush, I'm good. So it's been that's been helpful, but still, it's been fun to do it in the morning and stuff when it's still kind of cool. Then it gets in the afternoon, but then I'm kind of paralyzed and not doing some of my art. So I wanted to, and I'm still having problems with my hard drive. So, and it's not that they haven't been able to help me. If truth be told, I haven't called them again because I'm too terrified of what they're going to say. Oh, terrible. I know. I'm just like, oh, it's going to be so, but I usually kind of try to think on the positive side. This has me worried. This just has me worried. Yes. But last time she had a premiere. Do you follow Moose's channel? Yes. So the next book that I have for you is called Cape. And this is by Kevin Johnson. And Kevin was the adopted son of two loving educators. And he knew from an early age that he wanted to be a storyteller. He studied screenwriting and filmmaking, receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree from Temple University. He enjoys movies and comic books and music and gadgets. And while his birthplace, Philadelphia, will always remain home, Kevin loves to travel and find inspiration for his next tale. Cape is Kevin's debut picture book. CaptainCreate.com is his website. And for the topic that this deals with, for a debut picture book, I think this is excellent. So here we go with Cape by Kevin Johnson and illustrated by Kitt Thomas. And the illustrations in this one, the illustrations were created digitally in Adobe Photoshop and Procreate. Okay. Nice. Cape. Got a new haircut and suit for today. Got my cape. in case I remember. Auntie fixes my tie, finger paints my heart, and hugs the shadows away. I love this illustration. No, I won't remember. We ride in a slow parade of cars and place you by the stones. There's no rain, but my cape got wet. We crowd inside the family house to a party where no one smiles. Grown-ups clump together like inky trees. They show pictures. They tell stories. I don't look. I don't listen. I don't want to. Memories make my swallow hurt. I block them with my cape. I fly them to outer space. I hide them in a sunken ship on the ocean floor. But the memories bubble back up, and I remember. I remember your laugh. I remember your love. I remember the fun we had. I remember the way to my smile. I run to tell Auntie, but she's fast asleep. I cover her with my cape. I remember the moment you gave it to me. I promise I'll never forget. About Cape. Cape is a love letter to my dad. A lifelong educator, my father was my own personal Superman. In fact, as a child, I would draw pictures of him wearing a cape. When he died, the sense of loss was immense. I lost more than a father. I lost a best friend. Looking at photos or remembering him became incredibly painful. From the grief, Cape emerged. Many of us have lost loved ones and have wrestled with grief. Sometimes we suffer in silence and avoid memories to try to find peace. My hope is that Cape helps you embrace the beauty of every memory that bubbles up. Cape by Kevin Johnson. That is quite the premier picture book. Illustrated by Kitt Thomas. So well done. Yeah, it was one of those. It's one of those books that you just think, wow. What what a what a blessing to be able to express himself in that way, to come up with a poem that becomes a book like that. Because it doesn't take a huge poem to make a picture book. Yeah, it's an amazing book. And the last book that I have tonight, that is illustrated by Kitt Thomas, is not by Kitt Thomas. It is a sequel, or a second book, to one we read, Stacy's Remarkable Words. The author of this book is Stacey Abrams. And she is an entrepreneur, a political leader, a tax attorney by training. She served 11 years in the Georgia House of Representatives, 7 as minority leader. She's launched multiple organizations devoted to voting rights, training and hiring young people of color, and tackling social issues at the state, national, and international levels. She's the founder of Fair Fight Action, Fair Count, and the Southern Economic Advancement Project. She has received degrees from Spelman College, the LBJ School of Public Affairs, and the University of Texas and Yale Law School. That's Stacey Abrams. And Kitt Thomas is the illustrator of this second book of hers. Well, a second picture book. She's done other books. She's also did the book While Justice Sleeps, Our Time Is Now, Lead from the Outside, and Stacy's Extraordinary Words. So this one is called Stacy's Remarkable Books. Oh my. Let me get that camera so that you can see the whole book. I knew I'd have to do that on this one. There we go. Yes. Stacy's Remarkable Books. At the end of this book, she has a whole list of books that she considers remarkable books, which is pretty cool. Stacy's Remarkable Books. For Julie, who helped me to be a better friend. It was recess. The best time of the day. Kids ran around the playground shouting and laughing, playing and jumping. That is everyone except for Stacy. Instead of playing, Stacy lay beneath a big tree and read her book. In books, she could pretend to be good at everything, like making new friends and trying new things. When she read books, she could be anyone, a magician or a superhero or a pirate sailing the high sea. But in real life, she was just Stacy. Can I sit here too? Stacy looked up and saw Julie, a new kid. They were both in Mrs. Blakesley's class. Sure, Stacy said. Want to read one of my books? Julie shook her head. No, thanks. Do you like reading? Asked Stacy. I love it. I do too, said Julie, but I'm not very good at reading in English yet. Stacy thought for a moment and smiled. Today is your lucky day. Today is Thursday Adventure Day. Adventure Day was her own special day name for the day the whole class visited the library. Mrs. Blakesley announced that it was time to go back inside. Come on, Stacy. Come on, Stacy said to Julie. After math, we'll be on our way. Soon the afternoon bell rang. together the class walked through the hallways to the library, the amazing room of books and magazines and computers, and best of all, stories. When the class entered the library, Mr. McCormick, the librarian, greeted them with a smile. Then he repeated what he said every Thursday. Welcome to the Library of Learning. Touch everything. Read anything. Find your new favorite book. And be kind. Stacy showed Julie her favorite section of the library. Taking turns, they picked out a stack of books almost as tall as they were and walked carefully to a yellow reading table. Mr. McCormick says we can find answers to almost every problem in the library, Stacy said. My mom and dad say reading will take practice. Why don't we practice together? At home, I read in my family's language, Julie explained. Intrigued, Stacy asked, what language does your family speak? Vietnamese. Julie looked around the rows and rows of books that lined the library walls. One day, though, I would like to read every story in here. I'd like to tell stories, too. Stacy understood. She had the same dream, to read every book ever written, to tell stupendous stories using extraordinary words. Maybe if we read together, we can make our dreams come true. Julie grinned. I like that. From then on, every Thursday, Stacy and Julie went on their own adventure. They hunted through the bookshelves to find tales that they could read together. They giggled about an octopus who could play 8 instruments. A mystery about a hidden sock gave them chills. With each book, they took turns sounding out the words. If Julie stumbled, Stacy would help. One afternoon, Julie brought another student named Hattie to their table. Hattie's family had moved from Gambia the year before. Hakwa, do you want to read with us? We're starting a reading club, Stacy said. In our new book, we're floating in space with astronauts and applesauce. The story is Hakwa, said Julie. That means so cool in Vietnamese. Yes, I'd love to be in the club. Dama kontan. Hattie winked at Julie. That means I'm happy in Wolof. Soon, they were adding new readers to their club. They read at recess and at Julie's house, by Hattie's pool, in the park at Sam's birthday party. Sam's family had moved from South Korea years before he was born. He showed everyone the book that Stacy had given him. Gomawoyo, he said to her, thank you. In Sam's new book, the reading club met a turtle who could predict the future. With her friends, Stacy learned beautiful words in languages she had never heard before. And she got to know more kids in her class. The reading club got bigger and bigger, and the stories got better and better. When the bell rang one Thursday, Stacy quickly got in line. Jenny, who sat on the other side of the class from Stacy, came over. I'd like to join the reading club. I checked out an awesome book about a dinosaur who learns to dance in the ballet. Jenny was very popular, but Stacy had never talked to her. I haven't read that one yet, Stacy said shyly. Vamos a reír mucho, Jenny exclaimed in Spanish. We're going to laugh a lot. More and more kids began to join the reading club, like Vikal, whose family came from Indonesia. Even kids from Ms. B's class. Each brought their own words and different histories. Mr. McCormick got permission for the reading club to stay after school. He brought them special books written about where each of them was from or in the languages they spoke. One afternoon at recess, Julie and Stacy finished another terrific story. Want to play kickball? Julie asked. Stacy shook her head. No, thanks. Why not? They look like they're having fun. Because I'm not very good at games like that. Well, maybe if you played more, you could improve, Julie teased her. My friend Stacy told me it helps to practice. Stacy stared at the kids running around. Her stomach wobbled, but this time she felt excitement instead of nervousness. If she tried, she could be out on the playground too, spinning in circles and running like a cheetah, laughing and having fun, like her favorite characters in her favorite books. Julie took Stacy's hand. Come on, it will be an adventure. Stacy imagined kicking the ball so high that it would reach the sun. Let's go! And the author's note. I love this drawing all around. Stacy says, as a girl growing up in Gulfport, Mississippi, I spent a lot of time with books, diving into stories that felt exciting and fun and fantastic and fantastical. Between their familiar pages, I could be as brave or as daring as I wished. Real life proved to be much tougher. I felt awkward and unsure of the differences in race and class between me and some of my fellow students, without having the language to describe why it mattered. Then I met one of my first friends, Julie Doe. Her family moved to our hometown in the late 1970s from Vietnam. Like so many immigrants, Julie found herself on the outside. English was her second language, and she too felt isolated and alone. To me, few things are more tragic than language itself being a barrier to belonging. Knowing how hard being different could feel, I made it my mission to be a good friend to Julie, and she helped me too. When other kids would mock our differences, Julie gave me the courage to speak up. She accepted my weird sense of humor and helped me realize I didn't have to be someone else to be good at being me. Almost 10 years ago, I received an unexpected note from Julie. It read, in part, my Vietnamese name is Ha Do. A few days ago, I was at a social event, and we were asked to think of one individual who made a big difference in our life as a kid. And I thought of my dear friend, Stacy Abrams. We went to elementary school together in Gulfport. Being Asian in the South during that time was difficult, but Stacy showed me the true value of friendship. I remember how caring and funny she was, and most of all, how much she loved the singer Prince. I treasure that note, and I keep it close. In Stacy's remarkable books, I reimagined how Julie and I came to be friends, how we used words to connect us, stories to bind us. I take the liberty of bringing new friends back to the library, where Julie and I spent hours talking about our favorite tales and our dreams of the future. As the reading club grows in this story, my younger self also learns to face her fears and try new experiences beyond the tales in her favorite books. Each day I try to live up to the expectations of young Stacy and young Julie, and I'm incredibly proud of my grown-up Julie, who is now a special education and reading intervention teacher in a low-income community. I am delighted that our lives have come full circle. To every child who finds these pages and dreams remarkable dreams, I wish you happy reading. And here is her list, Stacy's list of Stacy's remarkable books. And I'm going to see if I can zoom it in a bit. Oops, wrong one. See if I can zoom this in. Yay. Okay, that's not the most. Come on. Let's see if this will come up clear if I do this. There we go. Here we go. So if you want to take a screenshot, I'll do to the page in 2 sections. And let me get this out of the way. Hang on. So of some of the titles. So screenshot. Oh, get me out of the way. Ha. There we go. There's that one. Boom. And then the other half of the book. There. So if you wanted the names of the titles. We've read a bunch of them. We Are Water Protectors. Thank You, Omu. When Aiden Became a Brother. Palatero Man. My Poppy Has a Motorcycle. Let's see. What else? Drawn Together. The Day You Begin. Oh, by Jacqueline Woodson. That's a good one. Festival of Colors. I think Freedom Soup. Fry Bread. I don't think I've read Hair Twins. I Am Enough. A Dream of Popo, I think, maybe. Julian is a Mermaid. My City Speaks. Sulway. Thank You, Omu. When Aiden Became a Brother. Yeah, a bunch of them we've read. Huh. And she said, feel free to add your own books to that. Yay. Stacey Abrams is a remarkable woman. Absolutely remarkable woman in so many ways, not only in her political field, but in her own, I mean, just the things that she's done, just amazing. Yes. Stacey's remarkable books. And I love that she took that friendship with her friend Julie and that an event, something that they did as children, and then expanded on it with some imagination and took some liberties to bring more people in so that, I mean, that's the kind of thing that when a kid at school sees that and they think, oh, we could do that, or other people see, oh, we could do that. So anyway, these group of colors, the colors in these are kind of my inspiration this week. I'm going to dig out my watercolors and I'm going to play and do some things. And I'm going to tomorrow talk to Lassie. Or I'll talk to him on Sunday. No, I'll try to talk to him tomorrow. Because they have 24/7, 24/5 customer support. They're Sunday through Friday. Yeah. Or Sunday night through Friday. I can't remember. Anyway, they have a lot of customer support. Yay. Oh, I'm glad your bucket is overflowing tonight. I am so glad. Yeah, this was helpful for me too, to read those and to see the artwork. What what else did I pick? Oh, I know what I bought. I bought some air dried clay because I saw a thing on somebody making palettes, like their own watercolor palettes. And I thought that would be kind of fun to do because my friend Patty, that's a ceramicist, she made these for us for Christmas. This kind of palette right here, you can hard to see. And then, and she made us a brush holder too, but I bought another brush holder. But I'm going to try to make a little bigger one. I think I'll see what I do. Maybe who knows? But that's it for Story and Art. Sunday, send in your art. We'll have story time and probably only, I have a book, The Candy Dish. Maybe I'll do some candy around, paint some candy. That would be great. Thank you, Lupe. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So everybody, until next time, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and joining me on this journey. It just really is. I feel so privileged that I've met you guys and get to chat with you each week, and we get to do this, and that you fill my bucket and I get a chance to fill yours, and we get to see these amazing books and remarkable stories. So until next time, everyone, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, but the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your mirror. And I will see you Sunday.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Ooh, feeling alright. We won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous, we could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal.